Yeah, ever since Saturday night, my mic has been sounding very shitty. I don't know how to fix it. I can't. I'd rather not spend another $80 on getting a new mic. So this is. We're gonna have to stick with this for a little while. Okay. If you guys have some tips on how to fix like mic quality on on gaming headsets, because when I went to go get a mic, that's all they had were gaming headsets. No like mics for podcasting. That was a. You used to be able to find that shit in electronic stores. Not anymore, apparently. So sorry about the little rant. Today I'm reviewing a comic book that took me over a week to read. It's Ironman Fatal Frontier Infinite Comic 1 through 13. Also comes with Ironman Annual 1. Written by Ewing and Kieron Gillen and illustrated by Carmen D. D'Amento, Neil Edwards, Len Medina, Jeffro and Mass, Avro Martinez, Marcos Mars, and Austin Augustin Caldilla. Which the art in here is some hit and miss. Though there are some great art in the book, but yeah, some of them are pretty shitty, especially the last issue, right? Which comes with 3 stories, one of which you see Arno Stark, who in this book is a quadriplegic who has a hover bed with a photon cannon attached to it, in case people fuck with him. And you got a little love story with Pepper Potts and some SJW PR guy talking about how great propaganda is. It's like, Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah. So the book is about Tony Stark getting back to Earth. This book takes place in 2014, by the way. Gets back from Earth from his stint as a member of the Guardians of the Galaxy, which I have that first Guardians of the Galaxy book with Iron Man as part of the team. Did not like it so much, but if you guys want me to review it, I can. Right, so he's back. He's having a welcome back party. He's talking with this SJW, female feminist writer / journalist who's writing a book about him, who also happens to be really hot. So Tony Stark is flirting with her, talking about staring at the moon, which had I think it was a full moon at that point. Sorry, this was I read that for the first issue a week ago. I just finished it this morning. Yeah, talking about how it's a shame we never done more with the moon, and he wants to go to the moon, even though it's kind of retarded. This guy's developed technology for stellar, flight, and he wants to go to the moon. Okay, but he gets his wish when, thanks to the Quill Network, it's detected that hey, there's shit getting thrown at us from the moon that can targeted at Hollywood that could destroy the city, right? So Iron Man and War Machine and his Iron Patriot armor go to intercept. War Machine's armor is too slow. Iron Man makes contact, is able to stop the massive object from destroying Hollywood, unfortunately, and goes to the moon to encounter the threat that was trying to destroy Hollywood. It turned out to be a Soviet robot called Udarnik, who has two faces, one on the front, one in the back of his head, which represents two modes that he has. Worker mode, which has a scythe on his head, and the hammer mode for shock worker, which is his combat mode, which obviously is reminiscent of the, it's supposed to represent the, the dualities of the Soviet flag, where you have the scythe that represents the workers, the hammer representing the soldiers, right? And you get his backstory where like he was created by a scientist that wanted to colonize the moon, but the stupid army wanted him to create like a robot, a killer robot. So he kind of compromises, embezzles funds, and launches his robot onto the moon to colonize it, to make it ready for human habitation, which, obviously that never happened, so he's pissed off. And also beats the shit out of Tony Stark, but Tony Stark saves him during their confrontation. Why he would do that, who knows, especially since he doesn't consider artificial intelligence real life, which gives him a lot of flack from a lot of people. Which is like, no shit, but like, I agree with him, but at the same time, right, aren't you friends with Vision? Don't you have like an AI on your team that married like a real life woman? Wanda, which, there's a TV show about that, which I haven't watched and I will not watch. Yeah. So like, yeah. Apparently on the moon there's this special liquid metal called moon mercury, aka Pogla stone, which it has this really stupid name I can't even pronounce. But yeah, it's the special metal that was charged by cosmic events that happen in space outside of the moon, and you get like a montage of different fights that happen near the moon or on the moon, where you get the Fantastic Four's origin. You got like X-Men fighting like Dark Phoenix on the moon or some shit like that, and other events as well, which all that cosmic energy went into this metal that was on the moon, on the moon, turning it into metal mercury, which Udarnik has used to create like little robots that can combine with him to form a bigger robot, and also like they can make anything with that robot. With that material, because it's has like it has like a high energy output, right? It could solve all the world's energy problems, right? But at the same time, it's harmful to humans. It can drive humans crazy. So what ends up happening is that after that confrontation, what's his name, Udarnik sends a message to all the Earth governments saying, "Hey, I have this precious metal called moon mercury that you can use to solve all the world's energy problems, resource problems." So what happens after that is Udarnik builds cities, and a bunch of scientists from Earth show up to make stuff out of the moon mercury, which I'm not calling it its other name. It's fucking dumb. So Iron Man becomes the sheriff of the moon colony called what was it called? Oh my god, some stupid name. Whatever. It's basically like Peaceful Gulch, but different name, starting with a P that I can't pronounce, unfortunately. So what happens? What happens is that several people come to the moon, including people like some upstart tech company that turns out to be clones created by AIM, which is the terrorist organization. You got Dr. Doom and Dr. Doom and his Doom bots are on the moon, and you also have the Eli Warren, which is obviously named after Warren Ellis, the sci-fi writer who also wrote Extremis, right? Who Eli Warren is this leader of this group of tech modernists or futurists who are all enhanced with the extremists with the extremists virus or whatever. And they're like superhumans and they can survive in space. They're tech thieves as well and end up working with Iron Man to steal tech made by Anderson 60, who is part of the AIM group, right? Which you have this couple of issues where it's basically a heist movie, which, you know, Tony Stark can't. It's constantly talking about, in those issues, constantly talking about like heist movies on how they're really high IQ and they're about how done this, right? And you see the heist play out in three different points of view, which was those issues were pretty cool. Not gonna lie. After that, we get into with the conflict between Dr. Doom and Iron Man, where there's this group of guys from this country that are they LARP as King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table. I can't remember their name. It's like the Circle or some shit. Tony Stark tries to get them to join his cause to make sure that, you know, Moon Mercury doesn't ever get to Earth, and they agree as long as he helps them get Dr. Doom, which is on Earth. It's just his Doom bots running things off the moon, which he does. They make up some excuse to get the Doom bots out of Tranquility Gulch. I can't remember that. No, I think that's how you pronounce it. I don't know. That's the name. I just have trouble pronouncing Tranquility. Fuck. Whatever. Right. So they make up an excuse. One of the knights die. They slaughter a bunch of Doom bots, which are all have AI similar to Dr. Doom. This pisses off Tony Stark's girlfriend, pseudo girlfriend, the feminist writer, right? The feminist writer. You have this really cool fight with Iron Man and Dr. Doom, who turns out was masquerading as one of the Doom bots. Nobody noticed. Which that turned out to be like how he got on the moon without anybody noticing is he traveled back in time using magic. And, like, you know, does illusion magic on Tony Stark. Tony Stark doesn't believe in magic. He's able to break the spell. Even though, like, dude, aren't you friends with, like, people like Doctor Strange, Thor, you know? I'm sure there's other magic, like the Valkyrie. There's other magical superheroes that he's friends with, but, you know, he doesn't believe in magic. But after that really pisses off Udarnik. Udarnik realized that Iron Man is trying to sabotage the moon's colonization, trying to make it so, like, you know, humanity can't get Moon Mercury. So Udarnik turns on Iron Man, imprisons him, takes away his Iron Man suit. Iron Man is going crazy and is dying from the Moon Mercury in his blood. Starts having hallucinations, right? Is able to break out of his cell, encounters Eli Warden's group, encounters this other super villain who's like who has like a armor armor suit that that's basically shoots flames. He's able to defeat the dude who's constantly ranting about Iron Man, about the economy, that like he's stole jobs through his technical bullshit, and like how like Udarnik promised him, hey, with Moon Mercury we'll be able to create a lot of jobs for the economy, and that Iron Man goes on a little rant saying like, I never get to talk about global politics, and it's like, oh, I'm like, that was a little cringe, but other than that, yeah, so Iron Man gets into a fight with Udarnik. He loses, and then does a cheap loses, and then fake surrenders to Udarnik. Udarnik's like, okay, friend, let's be friends again, right? And then Iron Man like does a cheap shot and destroys Udarnik, brings him back to life, and you have this really sad ending where like Iron Man betrayed his friend, and like who saved his life like twice throughout like 2 or 3 times throughout the book, and made the moon like empty again, leaving Udarnik all alone. So I really enjoyed this book. You had some really cool action scenes, really cool arcs. The heist issues were great. The fight with Dr.Doom was great. Though there's like SJW shit here and there, I really enjoyed the book. It does have its problems, but I'm giving it a 6.5 out of 10. I should mention how I got this book for like $4 at the dollar store. So, normally this book, which is a hardcover, is $35 US, 39 Canadian. So keep that in mind with my review. But like honestly, of all the Iron Man books I've reviewed so far on this channel, this is the best one. So hopefully the Ultimate Human, which is like Ultimate Comics Iron Man versus Hulk book written by Warren Ellis, will also be good, because that Warren Ellis is supposed to be a really great Iron Man writer. So that's it for today's review. My next comic book review is going to be Space Riders, which is a comic book released by Black Mask, which is like this trippy space comic book. And also, I'm going to try to review the Volume 8 of Ragnarok and sometime this week. I know I keep saying that. I already started reading it. It's just I'm having trouble finding time to do that. Alright? Also, sorry for the bad quality with the audio. Yeah, when I can afford to buy another $80 mic, I'll do so. Alright guys, peace.